what I did is I backed down your. Oh. Tricked you.
Is that it?
Yeah, that was it.
Oh
Surprise.
my goodness. Wow, that was a heck of a countdown. Thanks, Joe.
I got you.
You're the best. Welcome, everyone, and good morning. It's the Double Cup of Joe show. I'm your host, Joe.
And I am also your host, Joe.
You are the better of the hostesses.
Hostesses. I love hostess.
Hostess. Oh man, the King Dons and the Twinkies and the
What's
so
a King
wonderful.
Don?
They'll probably called ding dongs now.
Uh,
They used to be ding dongs, and then they changed them to King Dons, and I think they changed them back to ding dongs.
oh man.
Cupcakes. Jeff says cupcakes. Yes, you're absolutely right. Well, welcome. This is a show where we just want to get together with you guys and impart some positive information first thing in the morning. I think mostly it's for us because we just want to start the day positively for us. So, we get together, we talk, and we just, make it live so you guys can hear our conversation and join in. And Magician Jester, you're here this morning. Welcome.
Look back.
Yes. Hopefully we fixed a little bit of the latency issue that we had yesterday. So I guess we'll see. You'll have to keep us posted on what's going on. So yeah, but it is Wednesday morning. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day to be quarantined. However, I'm still not quarantined. But it's pretty awesome. So welcome everyone. And so how are you doing today, Joe?
I'm doing pretty well for. I mean, if you're quarantined, you're quarantined. So,
Mhm.
um, it's as good as it can be. Um, I think it affords a lot of opportunities that I don't have on a normal day of work. So, hey, we got that going for us. We
That's
can.
awesome. How was your day of working remotely for the first time yesterday?
It was good. I don't know if you've ever worked remotely because you kind of can't. It's a house. Google Earth. Oh, there it is. Google Earth that house, and there it is. But it's it's a little it's a little tough to stay focused. Bring in a dog.
Oh, a
Uh,
dog.
yes, I just bringing in the animals like Snow White, but different. So, and
Yes.
then I'm married, so I've got more distractions, and
Mm.
then I'm also not doing what I normally do this time of year, so it's also easy to get distracted. So mainly, like right now, everybody's unemployed for some reason. Crazy.
Eh, It's very true. It's very true. I will. I'm guessing in the inspections industry, I will see a very drastic increase in the amount of delinquent mortgages just because of the financial struggle that's been imposed on people because of this. I would imagine that's probably going to happen. I'm going to get really, really busy over the next couple months, and
Yeah.
we'll see how that goes. But
We'll see. So like my job in this stage, like right now, is I advise people on like unemployment, like from an employer side, and a
oh,
little bit
gotcha.
from an employee side. So that's a little bit different, but also, um, it means I have to stay up to date on. And by up to date, I mean it changes literally every 20 minutes. Our
Wow.
rules for like banking and loans and unemployment and all that jazz. So like it's fairly likely that they're gonna backstop most of the mortgages. I would suspect
Yeah.
if they're gonna make everyone be unemployed, you're either gonna see everyone be compensated here shortly, or they'll backstop the mortgages until everyone goes back to work. So
That would make sense. However, it is the banking industry. I don't know.
you're not wrong.
And from my perspective, even though I kind of work in the banking industry, and I feel kind of dirty because I work in the banking industry.
Why those places
Because
are generally clean.
they are, but it's the mentality, man. It's almost like they do anything to get a fee, you know. Whatever we can do to collect some extra money, it'll be good. But here I can't go on that tirade in the morning. Big oof, yes, big oof. So anyway, what are we talking? Are we still talking about staying calm this morning?
Oh yeah, Joe. Oh yeah, we're still remaining calm. In the next few days, we'll probably have a new topic for you. Actually, we have several that we'll go into, but I feel like for maybe a last session of staying calm, um, we probably wanted to talk about the importance of remaining social during our
Hmm,
time of isolation, as it were, especially in an age where we can. So,
right. Yes, but first, before we get ahead of ourselves, it's the three-step process. Always started the day with the three-step process. Step number one, what are you thankful for? And audience participation is great. So if you're in the chat, even if you're watching this later and you think you're in the chat and you're actually not, and you do like I do and you type stuff in the chat and it says, then you get a notification saying, oh, this isn't actually live. You can't actually chat, so it's not going to show up. And I'm like, the heck, man? I thought it was just going to show up in there. Oh, well. But
or,
so,
or even
so
better, you wonder why the people talking won't respond to what you stated.
yeah, right. It's like, man, I said something really good there. How come nobody's laughing? Man, jeez. So, but I will ask you, Joe, since I'm talking to you, what are you thankful for this morning?
Oh, what am I thankful for? I am thankful for a lot of things, especially just the continuity of the show. I think Jester stated it here. Hello, people in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there's a lot of um, ability for the things that we do to kind of remain permanent, remain long beyond what we do, and I'm really thankful for that because if you look at everything in history of all the advances we've made and all the technology that we currently have,
Mm-hmm.
it's because somebody did something
Mm-hmm.
that lasted well beyond how long they lived. So I'm thankful for kind of permanence of things that we do.
Yeah, but that is a big deal, and like you said, that with you always see some things that are kind of like a flash in the pan, and they're here today, gone tomorrow, like the fidget spinner, or yawning. Oh,
It's just been.
but you got your fidget spinner. Look at that, man.
I'm bringing it back.
You're bringing
It's
back the fidget
time.
spinner. I've noticed the Rubik's Cube is making a comeback, or, there's a bunch of people playing with Rubik's Cubes nowadays. At least they were at my kids' school before they canceled classes. But anyway,
There's
but yeah,
worse
you're
things.
absolutely right. Permanent stuff has lasted. Things like electricity or the invention of writing, that's lasted a fair amount of time.
Yeah, yeah.
And we're all still doing it because we're typing in chats and stuff like that. So it's still, we just move on with the technology. But that's step number one is what are you thankful for? And then step number two, what are you looking forward to? Let's take that and look forward to the future and find something to get excited about. And Joe, what are you looking forward to on this beautiful morning?
Well, I'm looking forward to some projects. I think Jeff here in the chat is doing the same, but I'm looking forward to some projects we're looking at putting out. We working with talking to Ryan last night of some different things that were that we have coming up in the future. So it's really a cool time to be able to say, this is something that we're gonna do, and it's gonna be awesome, and then we're gonna be able to share that with a lot of people. So That's something I'm really looking forward to is really working on these projects.
Yeah. It's gonna be cool. That is, hey, Jeff says my thankful is the same as what I'm looking forward to. Working on BSS ideas. Absolutely. Jeff is an integrating part of Black Static and Swerve. He, those of you who've seen his name around, he plays a very important role keeping us on track and kind of keeping us all held together. Um, so he's pretty awesome, and I'm super proud to see him here this early in the morning. Although he is an early bird actually.
Yeah, he's way better than the rest of us usually.
Right. Yeah, so that's pretty awesome. Uh, but yeah, no, that's cool. I am I'm also excited for that. And we even, you know, we've got so many things coming up. We were talking, we usually have a weekly conference call and we talk about stuff and everything. And then Jesse, who normally he's kind of like, hey, pretty laid back. He's kind of cool and collected and like easygoing and everything. He said, we probably ought to have two conference calls next week with all this stuff going on. And I was like, Jesse, who said that? Like, no way. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so we've got so much stuff coming. Like we have to get two conference calls, which is crazy, and so not all of the staff even knows it yet.
Wait, are we?
But they're gonna get a text message this morning as soon as the stream's over, and they're gonna be like, "What?" So anyway, but that's thing number 2. What are you looking forward to? And then thing number 3, what are you gonna do today? Maybe even right now to move your life forward. And sometimes it takes a little bit of thought, but I think Joe's got something on the tip of his tongue, so I'm going to just turn it over.
I didn't think so, but maybe.
Oh.
Yeah, so we've
It's a fuzzy.
how'd you do? Man, you have good eyes. I didn't think it was that noticeable. Um, I mean, obviously, this is one of our projects. This is the one of the things that Jeff's got the idea. Um, just winning the day. He's got it all down. Even this project, Double Cuppa Joe, it is one of those BSS projects, and I think this week has really been eye-opening in both how uh, we we start projects, how we view projects, and like Joe talks about, I'm sure our meetings will discuss that as well of what it's going to take to start projects, how we go about um, creating. So this week, obviously, we'll be doing the show, but considering what it takes to bring the projects we bring uh, to life,
Mm-hmm.
more specific details, because it's very easy in the last the last section of what you're looking forward to just very broadly generalize, but this is the step in the morning of where we say, all right, what specifically. So specifically, like right now, working on this show, making sure that it's up to date for you, working with Jester here to fix all the bugs and make
That's
sure
right.
that our latency isn't exceptional, that we have uh, the audio quality is good, that things match out the way that they're supposed to. So really, that's kind of what we're focusing on is, all right, start a project, make sure it works well, move on to the next one. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what we're doing today to get to that future of bringing projects to the people of Black Stag and Swerve.
Yes. I think yes, that's a great thing to be doing today. And we're all kind of by default gonna be doing it, and we're already doing it. It's funny. This show kind of came together on a shoestring and a prayer, and it's like, what? Okay. It was hilarious because Joe and I talked. We'd been, like we said the first day, we were like, we've been talking about doing this for a long time, and it was like we're trying to figure out, okay, how's it gonna work on our schedule, and I don't know, and we should do it live, and okay, and then we're like, all right, and then I just sent him a text message last Friday. Well, he called first, and we talked about it for a little bit more, and we're like, okay, and then think about when we want to do this. When do we want to get started? And so I texted Joe and I said, what do you think about Monday through Friday at 6:30 in the morning? And then I didn't hear anything for like a whole day.
I cried for an entire
It's
day because I knew what that meant.
like, I don't know, man. And I'm like, oh, I'm not hearing anything back, and I hope this works well. And I'm sure. I was like, hopefully he can wrap his brain around it, and we can do this, make it happen. But then the next day, I get a text message back. Yeah, let's do it. And so then I was like, oh, good. And so then I called him and I said, so when do you want to start? Do you want to like start next week? Do you want to start, Wednesday? It's like, no, man, let's start Monday. Like, Monday? Oh my gosh, that's like 2 days from now. And then and all of a sudden here we are.
Yep.
We made it happen.
Yeah, we were up until very late hours on Sunday to
Yeah.
get some things finalized for you guys. That was a trip.
Yep. And it's funny. I'm gonna totally get scolded tonight at the conference call because I've messed everything up in our YouTube settings, I'm sure. And and I just can't wait to hear what Jesse has to say. I can't wait to see the look he gives me on the screen.
I wonder why you stayed away from their stream live yesterday.
No, actually, I was so bummed because I was working, and as soon as I got done working out in the field, I come in and I log on to Twitch, and they were done.
Oh no!
I was like, man, I wanted to get some more potards.
What?
Dang. But yeah. So anyway, we are still talking about staying calm, and it's a great day to be staying calm because there's so much craziness out there. And what is the topic for today? The importance of sticking together, the importance of interacting and still being social when we're supposed to be antisocial.
Yeah, I'm glad you
Like,
asked, Joe.
we can still be social right here in the chat room or on Discord or all kinds of places. So yeah, Joe, what do you got?
Uh, Thanks, Joe. Yeah, I mean, one of the things we definitely wanted to talk about right now is we're all, for a lot of us, we're cooped up inside. Joe is kind of driving on his lonesome, as it were. And go ahead, Jester. We'll see you in a bit. But the thing that we're facing right now is not just dealing with the virus, but also dealing with the fact that things are changing how we connect with one another. Things are changing how we interact with one another on the day to day. And I think that one of the important things that we need to recognize and need to do is be able to remain calm in groups. We talked about yesterday the importance of being a consistent person because that lends itself to leading others. And so now it's more about today we wanted to talk specifically about what it means to be in a group and to not retract yourself from the group, even though sometimes our groups right now are doing crazy things. The importance of still interacting with the people that you've interacted with and meeting with people in the ways that you can. When we look at today, of like today is a lot worse than yesterday. We have to remember that it could have been a lot worse before. I mean, we are in a time where you can actually connect with the people that you have been connected with while you're at home. Uh,
Hmm.
and I think it's important to realize just how far that can go. Because um, maybe people don't know this, but I consider Joe here a very good friend. We do this show on a daily basis. I've never met Joe in person.
Not once.
We haven't ever met in person.
Nope.
Which
And we don't live that far away from
I
each other either. This is the crazy thing. Like it's probably about a 40-minute drive between our houses.
uh, it's
45.
uh, it's a little bit longer than that. I think it was 45 minutes. We probably would have met up by now. Um, from my work to your house, it is about 40ish.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, so in terms of what I'm saying is the quality of your relationships right now doesn't have to diminish. I think we think that right now, people are off doing their own thing. They're not worried, and people don't really care, which to an extent is true. But I think that often we'll find that hey, people are the same whether or not you interact with them online or whether or not you interact with them in person. The main difference is just that they're physically there, so that they actually have to get dressed up and look nice. Versus if you're just chatting with them online, people tend to relax a little bit more. They're in their home and they're in their
Mhm.
pajamas or whatever it is.
Right.
Like it's the same person, and I think we have to remember that is people are who they are. That is again, let that be a bit of a comfort for you. People are consistent, generally speaking. People are generally the same. So, uh, I just want to offer that to you of hey, um, this is a time in which you can reach out and connect to people you know, and not just the people you connect with on a regular basis, but people maybe you haven't talked to in a while. Um, you know, especially your grandparents. Don't go visit your grandparents right now, but now's a great time to give them a call. Is a great time to reach out to a friend you haven't talked to in a long time, and say, "Hey, how are you doing? What's good in the hood?" As the kids say these days.
The kids still say these days, apparently.
I'm bringing it back, Joe. I'm bringing it
Bring-
back.
there's a Jamiroquai song called "It's All Good in the Hood." It, I
No.
just heard that yesterday, actually. There is, yes.
Theme
It's a good
song.
song. But it's funny you mentioned grandparents and giving them a call and stuff. And yeah, when you're on the phone with your grandparents, you can actually kind of help them troubleshoot through getting on like Skype or Zoom or something and help them. So then you can actually see them in person because I mean, I know the older I get, the harder it is for me to do technology. um,
Oh boy.
And yeah, it's weird. It's because everything moves so fast. And, it's almost like the younger you are, the more nimble you are, the more you can figure this stuff out. And yeah, that's why I had to send Ryan and Jesse a text message last night saying, FYI, we'll probably need to do some adjustments to the YouTube channel before we do Don't Worry Wednesday again, because I think I jacked it all up. Ryan Ryan just sent a laughing face back. He's like, nice. I'm like, because that's what I do. Mess it up.
Did you send a support ticket? Did
I did.
you?
No, I did not send a support ticket.
Oh.
I was nice. Jesse wouldn't have liked that. He doesn't like the support tickets, that's for sure. Um, but no, you're absolutely right, Joe. Now is the time. I mean, especially like if you're gonna just sit around at home, because that's what you have to do, then it's why not take a little bit of time and reach out to other people who might just be sitting there bored as well. I mean, why not? Find different groups you can be a part of. I know the Static P friends, at on Discord. That's a great group. I know. Do. I don't think we have the BSS Discord quite running yet, do we?
No, we're working on
Okay.
that one.
Yeah, that might be something to that we're going to be
The
talking about.
future.
Yes, in the future, I'm going to post a couple links here for you guys. Here's one for you guys to go to. That's the gaming stream, and that happens on a regular basis. So subscribe to that and check back, and you can get notifications. You can get notifications on Twitch, right?
Oh yeah, Twitch notification.
Yeah.
Now, Twitch doesn't default, so if you subscribe, you're not gonna get a notification unless you elect to receive one.
Oh, okay, cool. Which actually, I like that better. Because one thing that I can't stand is like when I download an app and then all of a sudden I'm getting notifications like every 14 seconds.
Yep.
And I'm like, bzz, bzz, and I'm like my phone battery's running down because it's buzzing at me all the time. Um, and then I have to go and turn off the notifications because they think they need to notify me every time a bug lands on something in the earth.
Nice.
But
Now
so there's the Twitch stream,
you
and
don't.
then here, huh?
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead, Joe.
Oh yeah. Here's the link to the website bss.studio. Keep checking back there. We're going to be making some massive improvements and upgrades to that in the near future. And yeah. So
Yeah, improvements. Let's go.
it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. So, and just these are just ways that we can interact, ways that we can be together online. Because like Joe was saying, now is a super important time because it's really easy to succumb to stress. It's really easy to succumb to just negative feelings when we're sitting just by ourselves, especially if there's if we're consuming the mainstream conventional media, which is designed to make us feel like the world is falling apart. You know, interestingly enough, they do that by design because it helps when the ad comes on, because the ads that come on are supposed to solve all your problems. But if you buy our product, all your problems will go away. All the problems that have just been foisted upon you by the show you're watching. No, we will fix that. Jeffrey says that still exists. I think it does. Jeff Jeff is a long-standing member of media. He's been involved in radio for years, and he was the newsroom guy, at a radio station for a long time. And so he knows the tricks and the techniques of all that stuff. But yeah, to get back to what we're talking about, Joe's so right that now is the time. Now is the best time ever to maintain and maybe even find some new relationships through through all the various online platforms. And those of you who are watching this, I just posted those links. You can also come back to this channel tonight for Don't Worry Wednesday. It starts at about 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, or Eastern
14
Daylight Time, rather.
hours.
Yep. And Ryan and I will be back on for that. And that's always a fun time. Magician Jester, you're awesome. You catch both of our streams these days. It's so cool. It's like, hey, I just talked to you, and now I'm talking to you again. Welcome back. We're gonna see each other on a regular basis. So it's pretty cool. But at any rate, yeah, I I just recommend you guys totally do that. Stay in community. Stay in with your friends and your family, even though you can't see them in person. You know, if somebody you haven't heard from, is comes into mind, call them up. Like Joe was saying, give them a call, shoot them an email, text them, do something. See if you can get a hold of them. Hit them up on Google Hangouts or whatever. Do something. Make some contact, because really, when you think about it and when you're feeling like it, that's the time to do it. If you sit and wait and you're like, well, I don't know if it's the right time, you, a lot of times that feeling just goes away and then you never end up doing it.
Mhm.
But right when you think about it, you know what? I'm going to get in touch with them because who knows? You might just be that shining light for that moment of that day that turns their thinking around to a more positive outlook. So,
Yeah, too
how's
right,
that,
Joe.
Joe?
That's great. That's great. I'm really glad you mentioned our Twitch and our BSS Studio, um, especially this idea of community. Um, because Joe's very right. It's very easy to if you don't do something in the immediate to just go ahead and like turn it off or forget about it. Like it's too easy. So um, that's part of the reason that this show came together so quickly was because we're like, hey, if we let this sit, it'll just get passed on again. So
Mm-hmm.
um, this is a great opportunity. We would love to have you connect with our community at the website bss.studio or with the BSS underscore streaming. However, it doesn't have to be that. Like as much as we would love for you to continue to be part of our community, just be a part of a community.
Mm-hmm.
Get involved with people that are working for the good of others. Get involved with people who are trying to improve themselves and will work with you to improve yourself. I don't think I said that right, but something like
Yes,
that.
we got you. We got you.
Yeah,
We're reading your mail.
yeah. Okay, my mail. I wondered where I haven't been receiving
Don't we
mail in
touch about
days.
mail?
I knew it. I knew something was up. Joe's actually just he set up a studio in my garage or whatever. He's just out there.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but community is just so important of just being able to connect with people and being able to further yourselves. There's that cliche like we can do more together than we could ever do apart. And the
Oh
reason
heavens, yes.
the reason cliches are like that because they're they're true. They just happen. Like it's you know cliches exist because they're so common. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
why they exist. That's why they're called cliches. Is because it happens a lot. And so
Right.
we say these things kind of almost trivially because it's so true. And that's a really one of the things that um, you can take with you is that if you say something that's generally cliche, you probably want to think about it a little bit harder than just saying it because there's probably a lot more there than originally meets the eye. And I, I like cliches too much because my life is just one giant cliche. But that's neither here nor there. Um, I
I
just
am a cliche. I'm the definition of cliche. My name is Joe. Like that's such a common name.
yep, yep. Well, and no, and like Jester says, it's not a bad thing. I don't want you to think it's a bad thing. It's really cool. I coming to accept the normal, coming to accept the everyday as an adventure. I think Joe talked about it yesterday of just living an adventure in his day to day. Is just a wonderful thing. Um, especially because I'm an accountant. Like excitement is not really the name of the game there, but you can turn pretty much the ordinary and everyday into a ton of fun, and that's what now is about. Now is about taking the opportunity to uh, just take your ordinary day, take your day where you're stuck inside, take your day where you're working from home, and make it something extraordinary because you can. You can. Oh my goodness, you guys are ridiculous. um, you can take whatever you have and make it um, a very amazing day. So that's what we want to encourage you on is to take the normal, take the new normal, whatever your normal is, and make it an adventure because
Hmm.
that's going to help with sticking calm. And stay calm was just the title that we put because it matches Static P's new release, Stay Calm.
Hmm.
But I think more than that, it gives you a level of peace. Like calm, people generally look at calm as just the absence of anxiety.
Hmm.
Um, so I think what we really want you to know is just have peace. And peace is just this restful state, this state of, you I just think of like Buddha or something, or some kind of like Zen monk or whatever. They're just this peacefulness, and you look at them and go, man, they seem so at rest in
Hmm.
whatever they're doing. They're always sitting on rocks, and rocks are firm. I don't know how you rest on a rock, but
I know, it's so weird. Like
uh,
they they can sleep anywhere. Like rest my head on a rock, lay on a mahogany board. Like
but I mean that it's so true with what we're trying to deal with today is we want you to have rest in what's not really a restful situation. Like that's kind of the idea. Um, so rather than that's why I kind of wanted to kind of take hey, we say stay calm, but what we mean by it is take some peace with you.
hmm, hmm.
Have rest in a trying time.
Yeah. This is very interesting. Magician Jester says to be calm for me is to try and calculate everything. And that's very interesting to me because I know there are people that to try and calculate everything is not calm at all. So it's really good. Like this is a time to know thyself, you know who you are and what makes you tick. And if you struggle there, it might be a good time to do a little bit of soul searching and find out because I mean, a lot of times we can have some kind of stereotypical norm thrust upon us, and we think, well, I'm supposed to be that way. And if I'm not that way, then there must be something wrong with me. And no, it's not that at all. It's just that we're all a little bit different. Some of us thrive where others, like panic and like wet our pants and sit in the corner. And like if I tried to be an accountant, I would probably vomit and pee my pants.
And if I was a housing inspector, I would run from literally every house that Jill has to go to.
Yeah, so it's weird. Like these weird things that make us tick. We can embrace who we are and understand our own uniqueness and know that, am I being true to myself? And that's what makes things beautiful. Like we all and part of being in community is learning to embrace all those differences and to extend grace to everyone else. I mean, it's so crazy because it seemed like for so long, so much of a part of my life, I was fighting to be accepted, and that meant I had to be somebody that I wasn't. And so I was trying to be somebody else so I could fit in. And what I finally eventually learned was, wait a second, if I don't fit in being myself, then I don't really fit in anyway.
Mm.
And that's why we try and create communities. Like one of the things that we we try to do at BSS is to just be inclusive of everybody. We want everybody of all different walks of life to be a part of our community, and we want to embrace all of our differences and just being authentic because we understand, different things make different people tick. And that's what makes our community so beautiful and vibrant is all of those differences. You look at the staff members of BSS, every single one of us has our own strength that we bring to the table. Every single one of us, I mean, I don't understand half of the things that everybody else does. And that's exactly the perfect place for me to be, because I know what I can do sometimes. Sometimes it's not all that clear. I have sometimes I need a little push, and a lot of times it's Kyle that gives me a little bit of a push. and I'm like, oh, I didn't realize I could do that. I guess I can. Sweet. I found something I knew about myself. But it's pretty amazing. So if we're all on the journey together and we're all growing together, then we should all, be trying to figure out those things that make us who we are. And yeah, I'm telling you, I appreciate you guys so much. I appreciate every single one of you that's watching here now and afterward. And yeah, I just really look forward to spending more and more time with you guys. And you should come back for Don't Worry Wednesday tonight, because it's going to be awesome. And yeah, I'm just excited to see what comes in the next few weeks, in particular, because there we've had some pretty amazing conversations. And now a bunch of people are sitting around doing nothing, so it's time to do something. It's like, whoa, we can start handing people some projects because they weren't going to do anything anyway. But anyway,
You're not
that's
wrong.
what I got.
Yeah.
Joe, what else you got?
No, we're pretty well at the end of our time here, but I was just gonna say, like now, like we talked about, now is the time. So, and that's probably what we'll kind of flow into for the remainder of this week as we kind of switch gears. All right, we're calm, we're at peace, but now, what do we do with that new calm and peace that we have in the day to day? If we're feeling restful, what can we do from a rested state? And I think if you've ever been there, you'll find that working from a rested state is actually more productive than working from an excited or an anxious state. So I think coming up, we'll talk about the just the importance of, hey, here we have some opportunities here and now to do what we need to do, um, and whatever that is. And I think if you stick around in the coming weeks, we're going to talk about some of those projects that we want to do and some of those things where we're
Mm-hmm.
actively looking for people to come help us and actively looking for, hey, you're at home right now and school's canceled, and like, what do you do? How do you learn things? How do you grow when the normal way of growing and learning is kind of shut down? And so uh, we're hoping to have some opportunities there. Those will be discussed in quote unquote the future,
Mm-hmm.
which is coming.
Well, you guys will be the first to know,
Yeah.
because you guys that watch this show, this is the daily.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to see the daily stuff that's coming out on Black Static and Swerve. And yeah, we're gonna keep you up to date. It's gonna be awesome. So keep coming on back, and we love you guys a lot, and we can't wait to see you again tomorrow. We will be here 6:30 in the morning Eastern Daylight Time. Many of you will not be here when we're here, but you can always watch it later, because that's what's beautiful about YouTube, man. We just stream and then you can watch it afterward. We've noticed a lot of people do that,
Mm-hmm.
that our views kind of tick up throughout the day, and that's awesome. I mean, just whenever people get up and get on, they can check it out and
Hey,
type in the chat, and it doesn't show up in the chat.
Joe, do you have the topic link still?
No.
Oh, okay.
What topic link?
For our topics for this stream for the people who are coming in later, so that they can
Stay calm.
stay calm. Oh.
Oh. My bad.
That's a great link too.
That's our topic, right? We actually have a post there. Mike Gary has posted something for us to talk about.
Oh, nice.
Which is awesome. But yeah, here's the link for that. So you can go there. If there's anything you want us to talk about, post it there. We would be glad to discuss any topics. this one that my Gary posted, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of research in order to say something intelligent. I have some stuff. I have some stuff I know about this, but yeah, like he is challenged my knowledge with some other knowledge in this post. And I was like, oh, it's very interesting. I'm gonna have to actually look some of this stuff up and see what this is all about. So anyway, do that. Post your stuff there. Go to bss.studio. Go to the Twitch if you can, and come back tomorrow. We'll be here.
We will. That's for sure.
Yes.
Hopefully.
Yes, we'll figure it out. It'll be good. Even after I get scolded by Jesse and Ryan for disrupting the YouTube channel. But that's okay.
It means it's lived in, right? Like a messy house means it's
Yeah,
lived in. A
exactly.
messy YouTube channel means it's lived in.
Absolutely. I think that's totally right. So awesome. Love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow.